The 6 shocking archaeological discoveries made in 2025 that shook the world. Hello everyone. Throughout the long history of humankind, archaeology has always acted like a magical doorway, opening up secrets buried for thousands of years beneath the earth. But the year 2025 marked an unprecedented turning point. This year, the fields of science and archaeology have uncovered a series of discoveries, ruins, artifacts, and evidence so shocking that they left the entire world stunned. Mysteries thought to be long asleep since prehistoric times have suddenly come back to life. Ancient legends, once believed to exist only in books, have been proven true, and civilizations we once dismissed as myths have turned out to be gloriously real. From the scorching deserts of Egypt to the icy caves of northern Europe, from the deep ocean floors to the treacherous jungles of South America, archaeologists have unearthed discoveries that may upend everything we thought we knew about human history. Giant skeletons that belong to no known human species, mysterious structures that modern science still can't explain how they were built, and even ancient maps that point to long-lost continents believed to have vanished thousands of years ago. So get ready, because you're about to embark on a journey through the 6 most earth-shattering archaeological discoveries of 2025, truths that could change the way we see our past and perhaps even the future of humanity itself. So what exactly were these discoveries? And how mysterious are they? Let's dive in and find out together. The 12 Sao skeletons beneath Indiana Jones's treasure, a groundbreaking discovery in Petra, Jordan. Beneath the silent earth of one of the Middle East's most mysterious ancient landmarks, the world-famous treasury carved into the stone city of Petra, archaeologists have made a discovery that could completely change everything humanity once believed about the Nabatean people. Beneath layers of pink sandstone, right where a scene from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was filmed, fully intact human skeletons were found deep inside an ancient chamber, buried for thousands of years, uncovered during a daring excavation. This was no accidental find. It was the result of years of persistence, a stroke of luck, and the deep passion of scientists from around the world. Petra, the ancient capital of the Nabateans, master artisans who carved an entire majestic city into the heart of a mountain, now has yet another story to tell. Unlike previous excavations, where tombs were often empty or scattered with broken bones, this time an entire burial room was unearthed, measuring about 60 square feet in area and standing nearly 10 feet tall. What makes this so extraordinary is the presence of 12 complete skeletons, a number never before recorded in a single tomb at Petra. This has raised pressing questions among experts. Could this be a royal crypt, or perhaps the final resting place of high-ranking figures in Nabatean society? A key contributor to this astonishing discovery is Professor Richard Bates, a geophysicist from the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Working alongside an international archaeological team and Jordanian experts, he used ground-penetrating radar (GPR) to scan for anomalies beneath the rock floor. Early signals indicating underground voids eventually led them to the mysterious chamber. Although the tomb was first hinted at back in 2003, it took over 2 decades, and the return of major international archaeological missions, the support of the Expedition Unknown TV series on Discovery Channel, and cooperation from Jordanian authorities for the hidden doorway to finally be revealed. But this find isn't just bones and dirt. In the hand of one of the skeletons was discovered an ancient ceramic vessel, remarkably similar in shape to the legendary Holy Grail of Western myth. Could it be that the intersection of legend, archaeology, and cinema has only deepened the mystique of this land? Pierce Paul Kreisman, an archaeologist from the American Center of Research and lead researcher of the team, stated that this is only the tip of the iceberg. He posed a challenging question. When was the treasury actually built? Why? And was it truly a royal tomb as we've long believed? By analyzing the teeth, bones, and burial artifacts, scientists hope to uncover never-before-known information about the Nabatean way of life, their diet, health, burial rituals, and even diseases. The Nabateans once flourished from the 4th century BCE until they were conquered by the Romans in 106 CE. From these fossilized remains, researchers aim to reconstruct an entire society that has slept beneath the sandstone of the Middle East for over 2,000 years. Yet the path ahead is far from easy. Excavating all 12 skeletons, conducting DNA testing, radiocarbon dating, and full skeletal reconstruction will require significant funding, and the archaeological team is currently seeking grants for the next phase of research. The mummified singer in the stunningly beautiful coffin. A long time ago, a woman living in Thebes, Egypt, was mummified and placed inside an extraordinarily beautiful coffin. For 2,700 years, her remains lay undisturbed, until the coffin was damaged in Brazil. The woman inside it was a significant figure in Egyptian society. Exquisite and honorable artifacts were placed in her coffin to accompany her journey to the afterlife. Therefore, the destruction of her coffin is a tragic loss, as it was one of the rarest ancient coffins ever discovered. The 2,700-year-old mummy in question was named Sha-Amun-Ensu. During her life, she was both a temple singer and a priestess in ancient Egypt during the 22nd dynasty. Under the reign of Pharaoh Sheshonq I, very little is known about Sha-Amun-Ensu, except for the hieroglyphs inscribed on her coffin. Fortunately, scientists were able to study and analyze the coffin before it was damaged. According to the inscriptions, Sha-Amun-Ensu held the title of Heset, which means singer. One line of hieroglyphs reveals that she was the daughter of a singer who served in the temple of Amun. Based on historical understanding, members of the Heset were women who served both as singers and priestesses at Amun's temple. They were responsible for performing sacred rituals and hymns in honor of the gods and goddesses. During ceremonies and festivals, Sha-Amun-Ensu took part in rituals and sang hymns praising Amun. It's unclear when, where, and by whom her coffin was excavated. It is only known that it was found somewhere near Thebes, though the exact location remains unknown. There is no record of her family, but one hieroglyphic inscription reveals that she had an adopted daughter. What we do know is that Emperor Dom Pedro II of Brazil visited Egypt in 1875 and was gifted this magnificent coffin containing the intact mummy of Sha-Amun-Ensu by Egyptian Khedive Ismail Pasha. A lover of history and ancient Egyptian culture, Dom Pedro II brought the coffin back to Brazil and displayed it in the São Cristóvão Palace, where it remained on display until 1889. After leaving her homeland for Brazil, the coffin of the mysterious temple singer suffered its first accident during a storm. Winds knocked the coffin off its display stand, causing it to fall and crash into the window of Emperor Dom Pedro II's office. Though the coffin was repaired, it was never restored to its original condition. Later, it was moved from the Imperial Palace to the National Museum of Rio de Janeiro, where it remained on display and under study for many years. Because the coffin of Sha-Amun-Ensu was never opened, scientists could only study the mummy inside using X-ray technology. Based on their analysis, the ancient singer is believed to have died at around 50 years old, though the exact cause of death remains unknown. However, her body appeared well preserved, with no signs of trauma or injury, suggesting that Sha-Amun-Ensu died of natural causes. Remarkably, her teeth were intact. Her throat was carefully wrapped in a resin-coated layer, likely intended to protect her voice, ensuring she could continue singing sacred hymns in the afterlife. Among her burial treasures was a stunning heart-shaped scarab, carved from green stone and inscribed with her name. Sadly, on September 2, 2018, a devastating fire engulfed the National Museum of Rio de Janeiro. The coffin, the mysterious ancient singer's mummy, and all of her golden artifacts were lost to the flames. For historians, archaeologists, and anyone passionate about ancient Egyptian history, it was a heartbreaking and irretrievable loss. Everything connected to Sha-Amun-Ensu has been lost forever. Her life may remain an ancient mystery, one that we may never be able to fully unravel. The 800-year-old woman's intact remains, found in a Roman cremation cemetery. At an ancient Roman cremation cemetery in the village of Gak, in southeastern Poland, where it seemed that every trace of life had long turned to ash with the passing of time, a discovery has stunned the archaeological world. During the excavation of a Roman-era burial complex dating back to the 2nd century CE, archaeologists uncovered what seemed impossible. Two remarkably well-preserved skeletons, one belonging to a woman around 30 years old, and the other to a small child, found in the middle of more than 100 cremation pits, where all other human remains had been reduced to ash. What allowed these two individuals to escape the fate shared by the rest of the cemetery? The answer lay deep beneath layers of ancient soil, where time appeared to have stood still, miraculously preserving them. This woman wasn't just another buried body. She had been carefully laid to rest in a wooden coffin beneath a mound known as a kurgan, a type of elaborate burial structure used in parts of ancient Europe. This kind of burial was highly uncommon for the community at the time, especially within a cemetery dedicated to cremation. That detail led researchers to believe she may have held a position of high status, possibly a tribal leader, a religious figure, or a politically or culturally influential woman. Not far from her grave lay the small skeleton of a child, so well preserved that scientists were able to extract and precisely analyze oxygen levels in the child's teeth. While it might sound unusual, this method provides a wealth of information, from the child's diet and geographical origins to clues about social class. For example, if the oxygen analysis shows the child consumed a variety of rich foods, it might suggest they were part of the upper class, raising the question, could the child be related by blood to the woman? That question remains unanswered for now. Even more astonishing is the fact that, in a cemetery where over 100 individuals were cremated, only these two were buried intact. Why were they the exception? According to the team led by Dr. Anna Lasota-Kus from the Polish Academy of Sciences, one major factor lies in the unique soil composition of the site. The local ecosystem appears to possess exceptional preservative qualities, dramatically slowing decomposition and allowing nearly intact skeletal remains to survive nearly 2 millennia, something extremely rare for simple wooden coffin burials. And it wasn't just the bones. The area also yielded a treasure trove of Roman artifacts, including jewelry, tools, and pottery, all in exceptional condition. These items not only help reconstruct daily life during the Roman period in Poland, but also offer new clues about trade, migration, and cultural exchange between the Roman Empire and local Eastern European communities. A 5,000-year-old Egyptian manuscript holds a terrifying message for humanity. Amid the scorching sands and the mysterious ruins of Saqqara, a burial ground that ranks among Egypt's most ancient and revered, archaeologists have unearthed one of the most enigmatic and provocative documents in human history. A 5,000-year-old manuscript, meticulously sealed within a deep tomb, hidden beneath layers of earth and stone untouched for millennia. At first glance, it appeared to be nothing more than a fragile fragment of ancient papyrus, but upon closer inspection, it revealed itself to be a profound work filled with warnings, cryptic symbols, and bone-chilling prophecies that modern scholars believe could completely reshape our understanding of the ancient world, and even the fate of our current civilization. What makes this manuscript truly earth-shattering is not just its staggering age, possibly older than Egypt's earliest dynasties, but its content. Reflections on the cycles of imperial collapse, humanity's role in the universe, and most shockingly, the influence of unseen cosmic forces. Written in both hieroglyphics and hieratic script, a form of cursive writing used by ancient Egyptian scribes, this document has baffled experts who are painstakingly decoding its lines. Many of the symbols found in the manuscript have never appeared in any other known Egyptian texts, suggesting it may be a secret code intended only for high priests or keepers of ancient wisdom. According to researchers, the manuscript bears eerie similarities to the Book of Enoch, a mystical text from Jewish and Christian traditions believed to hold ancient knowledge about humanity's origins and the intervention of supernatural entities in our history. But this Egyptian manuscript goes even further. It outlines a fateful cycle of reincarnation in which human beings are trapped in endless patterns of rise, decay, and destruction, cycles that can only be broken by decoding a mysterious destiny code. The text warns that the immoral, the ignorant, and the greedy will suffer punishment even after death, where peace becomes a luxury and souls are tormented in eternal agony. Every action, every decision in life is seen as a puzzle piece that shapes not only an individual's destiny, but also the collective fate of their entire community. Beyond the manuscript itself, the tomb where it was discovered contained other baffling artifacts that left archaeologists stunned. Strangely deformed skulls believed to result from some kind of ritual, metallic models theorized to represent unknown energy or astronomical systems, and most disturbingly, the screaming mummy, a corpse preserved with a horrifying expression of agony, as if frozen in the middle of torment. All of these elements suggest a gruesome and ancient ritual, shrouded in mystery. Perhaps the most chilling part of the manuscript is its warning that history could repeat itself if humanity continues to ignore the signs of downfall. The sequence of symbols indicates that past empires collapsed precisely at the height of their arrogance, when they exploited resources beyond repair and drifted away from the universal laws of balance. Possessing a cosmic understanding far beyond their time, the ancient Egyptians may have left behind a grave message. If we keep disregarding the natural and cosmic order, our civilization might meet the same fate as those that came before us. Although much of the manuscript remains undeciphered, today's advanced technologies, ranging from spectral imaging and material analysis to AI-driven translation systems, are offering new hope of unlocking its deeper layers. Once fully decoded, this ancient text may provide unprecedented insight into the spiritual beliefs and philosophical worldviews of pre-dynastic Egypt, and could shake the foundations of our current understanding of history, civilization, and humanity's place in the cosmos. The Roman dodecahedron, the ancient artifact that has all of Britain intrigued. In the quiet fields of the Midlands, once trodden by the Roman Empire thousands of years ago, an amateur archaeology group stumbled upon one of the most mysterious and puzzling artifacts ever discovered in the United Kingdom. A 12-sided copper alloy object about the size of a grapefruit that left even seasoned archaeologists speechless. No one truly understands what it was used for. Unlike the broken fragments that have been found scattered across Europe, this particular object was almost perfectly intact, discovered precisely where it had been deliberately placed more than 1,700 years ago. With 12 equal flat faces, each marked with circular holes and curious protruding knobs, the artifact instantly sparked a cascade of questions. Was it a practical tool, a child's toy, or something far more sacred? Even though more than 100 Roman dodecahedrons have been uncovered to date, not a single Roman document has ever described them. No engravings, no texts, no illustrations. That absence of written records has made it one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in European archaeology. Some theorize it was a measuring device. Others believe it was used to hold ritual candles, play dice games, or even serve as part of a knitting tool, like the end of a glove. But all these remain pure speculation. No theory has yet presented enough convincing evidence to settle the debate once and for all. According to Dr. Lorena Hitchens, a specialist currently researching the object in the UK, if the Romans went to such lengths to craft this dodecahedron with such precision, then clearly it wasn't just some trivial item. The Norton Disney Group, the team that discovered the artifact, also believes it may have had ceremonial or religious significance. After all, ancient Roman society was deeply rooted in superstition. From sacred rituals and omen readings to protective charms, the Romans believed the divine touched every aspect of daily life. And perhaps this mysterious dodecahedron was part of a sacred rite we no longer understand. Even more astonishing is the timing of its discovery. A Monday near the end of June, just as the team believed they were wrapping up their dig for the season. When it seemed there was nothing left to find, the ancient earth revealed one last, priceless treasure, leaving the group overwhelmed with excitement. The artifact is now on display at the National Civil War Center in Newark Museum, drawing thousands of visitors each month. It was also featured on the BBC's popular series Digging for Britain. But the story isn't over. The Norton Disney team plans to return to the site later this year, hoping to uncover new clues that might finally explain the true purpose of the 12-sided enigma. Was it an agricultural calendar? A key to unlocking spiritual doors in the ancient Roman world? For now, it remains firmly on the list of history's unsolved puzzles. But perhaps that's exactly what keeps archaeologists so enchanted. Because sometimes, what makes history so fascinating isn't the answer, but the questions no one has dared to solve yet. The Haunted Island, beside Manhattan's dazzling lights and its blood-soaked history. Just a stone's throw from the bustling heart of Manhattan, where the lights never go out, lies a small island cloaked in darkness and tragedy. Its name is North Brother Island, and for decades, it served as a quarantine zone for patients suffering from deadly infectious diseases like smallpox, tuberculosis, and leprosy. It's also tied to one of the most infamous medical cases in American history, that of Mary Typhoid Mallon, the woman who unknowingly carried and spread typhoid fever to dozens, if not hundreds, of victims. From the 1880s until 1943, this remote 22-acre island was used to isolate individuals shunned by society, those suffering from incurable contagious illnesses. Hidden away from the vibrant chaos of New York City, these patients were confined in hopes of preventing outbreaks on the mainland. Mary Mallon, known as Typhoid Mary, worked as a cook in affluent households throughout New York. Despite showing no symptoms herself, she infected over 100 people with typhoid through her cooking, many of whom died. Eventually, she was forcibly quarantined on North Brother Island in a small wooden cottage near Riverside Hospital, where she remained until her death in 1938. Her story became a chilling reminder of the silent threat of asymptomatic carriers. But tragedy didn't end with Mary or the quarantined patients. In 1904, one of New York's deadliest disasters unfolded just offshore. The General Slocum steamboat caught fire and sank in the East River, claiming the lives of over 1,000 passengers, mostly women and children from St. Mark's Evangelical Lutheran Church who were on a summer outing. Bodies washed up on the shores of North Brother Island for days, staining the island's history with unspeakable grief. Years later, the island was briefly repurposed to house World War II veterans before it was abandoned in 1963. Not long after, it was turned into a rehabilitation center for drug-addicted youth, where patients were subjected to harsh withdrawal treatments, including forced isolation. Though intended to help, the program was widely criticized. Many teens felt more like prisoners than patients, detained against their will and subjected to a system more punitive than therapeutic. Allegations of cruelty and injustice only deepened the eerie reputation that clung to the island like fog. Today, North Brother Island is a ghost of its former self, overrun by nature. Crumbling buildings covered in moss, wild overgrowth, and silence tell the story of a place long forgotten by time. Beds, chairs, and bathtubs once used by residents now sit decayed and broken. The island has become a sanctuary for birds, especially herons, and is officially designated as an important bird area, protected by city authorities. Due to the dangerous state of the buildings, the public is not allowed to visit without special permission, leaving the island shrouded in mystery just a short distance from one of the most energetic cities on Earth. Nearby lies South Brother Island, which was abandoned in 1909 after a fire destroyed the summer home of a beer baron. Like its northern twin, South Brother is frozen in time, another relic left behind in the relentless march of modern life. Less than a mile to the south, Rikers Island looms, a complex known for housing New York City's largest jail facilities. Together, these islands form a shadowy corner of the city, filled with stories of power, isolation, and sorrow. North Brother Island and its ruins stand as a powerful reminder of a past few remember, through tales of disease, disaster, imprisonment, and abandonment. This haunting island remains one of the most mysterious and historically rich sites for those drawn to forgotten stories and unsolved secrets. You see, even though history has been buried deep underground for thousands of years, 2025 has left the world stunned with a wave of unexpected archaeological discoveries that have shaken every long-held assumption about humanity's past. From forgotten cities to impossibly advanced architectural structures, each finding has not only opened new doors for science, but also raised profound questions about the origins, intelligence, and capabilities of ancient humans. We are living in an era where secrets buried for millennia are gradually rising to the surface, challenging modern knowledge and forcing humanity to take a hard look at itself. But this is just the beginning. Because beneath those deep layers of soil, who knows what other astonishing wonders are waiting to be uncovered? Now it's your turn. Out of all the discoveries in today's video, which one impressed you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to give our channel a like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any more fascinating finds. For now, goodbye and see you next time.